nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous I had been. But why will you say that I am mad? Hearken and observe how happily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. I loved the old man. He had never given me insult. He had never done me wrong. Object was none. Passion was none. But I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. Every time it fell upon me, my blood ran cold. So I made up my mind to take the life of the old man. Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it. You would have loved to see how cunningly I thrust in. Would any madman have been so wise as this? But I found the eyes was always closed, and it was so impossible to do the work. For it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. One night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. Oh, perhaps he had me. Now you may think that I do that, but no. And so I knew that he could not see the opening of the door. He then sprang up in the bed and crying out, "Who's there?" It was a groan of mortal terror. I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first light noise. His fears had been ever since growing upon him. He had been trying to comfort himself with those suppositions. I waited for the noon time, very passionately. Amid the dreadful silence of that house, so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. The old man's hour had come. The old man was stone. Yes, he is stone dead. His eye wouldn't trouble me no more. But if you still think me mad, you will think so no longer after I described the wise precaution I took for the concealment of the body. I firstly dragged him to the floor. Then I covered him with the plastic all over the body. Would any madman would be as wise as this? Then I dragged the body under the bed so cautiously. The bed then was organized so neatly, so cunningly, that no human eye could detect anything is wrong. And there, no stain of any kind, not even a blood spot. When I had made an end of these labors, it was 4 o'clock, and it's still dark as midnight. Then there came a knocking at the door. There were 2 men standing outside the door. Had been reported by the neighbors of the shriek they heard from the house. The shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man I mentioned was absent in the country. I led them to his chamber, the old man's chamber, desired them to rest from their fatigues. I placed my own seat upon the very spot above the corpse is located. The man sat and chatted for a long time. They chat of a familiar things. I answered them cheerily. But ere long, I found myself getting pale, and I wished them gone. What could I do? Huh? What could I do? Oh God, what could I do? I foamed. I raved. I swore. But it grew louder, louder. Was it possible they had not? Oh Almighty God. No, they heard it. They suspected it. They knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. I could bear no more of those smiles. They laughed at me. I felt that I must scream. Villains! I have made the deed. It is here beneath the bed. It's the beating of the old man's heart.